Love Judy.
I'm Jessica Dupart. A lot of people know me as Judy. I am the owner of Kaleidoscope Hair Products. To date, the company's probably made close to $40 million. Also birthed Kaleidoscope Realty, Kaleidoscope Management, Kaleidoscope Cares, Kaleidoscope Shipping and Receiving. Yeah, all of that.
The moment DA Brat stepped into the studio, the energy in the room felt different. She was usually the one who commanded attention with her confidence, her strength, and her powerful presence. But today, something was off. Her usual composure was replaced with raw emotion, and it wasn't just the lights that made her look drained. She was about to reveal something that had been weighing on her for months, maybe even years. Today, for the first time, DA Brat was letting the world see the truth about her devastating divorce from Judy. DA Brat's emotional breakdown on live TV wasn't just for the cameras. It was the kind of moment where everything, all the walls she had built over the years, came crashing down. The public had always seen her as tough, unbreakable, even. But on this day, that image was shattered as she openly admitted that she had been blindsided by the one person she trusted most. As the cameras rolled, DA Brat finally broke the silence. "I never thought it would come to this," she said, her voice cracking. "But sometimes love just isn't enough." In that instant, the walls came crashing down, and the audience could feel the weight of her words. The woman who had always been known for her strength, her unbreakable will, was now sitting in front of millions, tears running down her face. It wasn't a cry for attention, it was a cry for release. DA Brat had been carrying this pain alone for too long, and now, in this raw moment, she was letting everyone in on her deepest heartbreak. "I didn't want to believe it," DA Brat continued, choking back tears. "I didn't want to think that she could betray me like this. But when I saw it, when I saw the truth, it was over. There was no going back."
I was just happy, and we were joking around one day saying, "I'm gonna post it." I said, "No, I'm gonna post it." And she was trying to beat me to it, and I was trying to beat her to it. Then when she posted, I was like, "Guess we just came out." Oh my God. And I was like, oh my God. But I got so much love and so many people saying wonderful things to me, supportive things. Like, I'm talking 98 to 2% negative of the haters and trolls that have to exist and live in misery.
Her words were a revelation not just about the end of a relationship, but about the moment trust was completely shattered. DA Brat had loved Judy with everything she had, and now, in front of the cameras, she was letting go of the person who had meant the world to her. The seemingly perfect relationship between DA Brat and Judy had always been admired by their fans. They were the couple everyone looked up to, supporting each other through thick and thin, always presenting an image of unity. But behind the smiles, things were different. It wasn't a sudden eruption of emotions or an explosive confrontation that led to the custody battle. It was a slow unraveling, a collection of moments where the cracks started to appear. Over time, the distance grew between them, and DA Brat couldn't ignore it anymore. It started with small arguments, disagreements over trivial things that were brushed aside, but deep down, DA Brat knew something wasn't right. Their relationship had always been about compromise and understanding, but those things were fading away. The love and trust they had built together were slowly slipping through her fingers. As the tension mounted, it became clear that their personal issues were spilling over into the one area that mattered most, their child. "I thought we were stronger than this," DA Brat said, her voice heavy with regret. "But we weren't. And when I realized that, I knew something had to change. Our child deserved better." For DA Brat, the custody battle wasn't just about the fight for her child. It was about fighting for what was right. Her connection with her child had always been her greatest source of joy, but when Judy's actions started to threaten that, DA Brat knew she couldn't stand by and let it happen. This wasn't about revenge or bitterness, it was about ensuring her child was placed in a safe and loving environment. "I'm fighting for my child," DA Brat stated firmly, her eyes filled with determination. "I've been through so much, but I will never back down from protecting them." DA Brat reflected on the emotional toll the situation had taken on her. The pain of having to fight for something that should have been simple was overwhelming, but she refused to give up. "I'll do whatever it takes to ensure they are safe, loved, and cared for," DA Brat said, her voice steady yet filled with emotion. She knew the road ahead wouldn't be easy, but she was prepared for the battle. For her child, she would fight until the end. Judy's decision to challenge the custody of their child was one that shocked many, including DA Brat. Judy had always been seen as a supportive partner, but now, as the accusations and emotions built up, she had decided to step into the courtroom. But why? What led Judy to contest the custody when everything seemed to be falling apart? Was it a moment of clarity, a realization that she was the better parent, or was it an act of defiance born from the breakdown of their relationship? Judy remained adamant about her position, claiming that she could provide a more stable environment for the child. But DA Brat, torn between hurt and confusion, couldn't understand how things had gotten this far. "I didn't expect this from her," DA Brat said, her voice tinged with disbelief. "She was supposed to be the person I could trust, and now she's challenging me for the one thing I cherish the most, our child." Judy's perspective was clear. She believed she could provide a better home, but DA Brat wondered if that was truly the case, or if it was a reaction to the emotional fallout between them. Judy, for her part, remained determined, refusing to back down from the custody battle. "I'm not doing this to hurt DA Brat," Judy said in a rare statement. "I believe I can offer the child a stable future, and that's why I'm fighting for them." The emotional toll of the custody battle weighed heavily on DA Brat. For someone who had faced personal struggles in the past, this felt like the hardest fight of her life. It wasn't just about the legal aspects, the courtroom drama, or even the accusations. It was about the fear of losing her child, the one person she loved more than anything. Each day felt like a struggle as the emotional roller coaster continued to rise and fall. "This is the hardest thing I've ever had to do," DA Brat confessed. "It's not just about me anymore. It's about the future of the child I love, and I can't let that go." Every argument, every legal motion filed, felt like a personal attack. The toll it was taking on DA Brat emotionally was visible. Her eyes showed the pain, the exhaustion, and the anxiety she was feeling. "I'm just so scared," DA Brat admitted. "I'm scared I'm going to lose them, and I'm scared I'll never be able to forgive myself if that happens." The stress of the situation made it feel as though everything else in her life was on hold. She couldn't focus on her career, her personal growth. Everything was centered around the fight for custody. As the legal battle began, DA Brat's fight for custody moved to the courtroom, where both sides were presented with their arguments. The courtroom drama became the setting for an emotional and public exchange, each party presenting evidence to show they were the better parent. DA Brat's legal team worked tirelessly to show that she could provide the stability and love that her child needed. Judy's team, on the other hand, argued that she had the resources and stability to offer a better environment. For DA Brat, the courtroom was no longer just a place to argue legal points. It was where her life, her future, and her child's future were at stake. The emotional weight of the proceedings was felt in every word DA Brat spoke, and the stress of it all was wearing on her. "Every day, it feels like I'm losing a part of myself," DA Brat said. "It's not just a legal battle, it's my life in the balance." With every new day in court, it became clearer that this wasn't just about who would win. It was about the emotional cost, the sacrifices, and the toll it took on everyone involved. The public's reaction to the custody battle was swift and divided. Fans who had once supported the couple's love story were now torn between their allegiance to DA Brat and their desire for a fair resolution. Social media exploded with opinions, and the world watched as the custody battle unfolded. "This is heartbreaking," one fan tweeted. "DA Brat deserves to have her child, but this whole thing is a mess." Celebrities, too, weighed in on the battle, with some supporting DA Brat's fight and others staying neutral. The media circus surrounding the custody case added more pressure on DA Brat, but it also fueled her determination. "The world is watching," DA Brat said, her voice steady but filled with emotion. "But at the end of the day, it's my child who needs to be protected, and that's all that matters." As the world rallied behind DA Brat, offering support and understanding during a time of immense emotional struggle, Judy chose to remain silent. Her decision not to address the growing public outcry sparked an avalanche of speculation. Fans, media outlets, and those who had once admired their relationship were left wondering why Judy wasn't responding. Would she eventually share her side of the story? Or would she continue to remain silent in the face of mounting questions? Her silence, rather than providing clarity, only deepened the mystery and fueled even more uncertainty. Her silence is deafening, one insider remarked, voicing what many had already been feeling. It wasn't just a lack of words. It was a noticeable absence, an emptiness that made it all the more difficult to understand her intentions. Judy's refusal to speak out only amplified the confusion surrounding her actions and the situation as a whole. With every passing day, fans grew more and more perplexed, trying to make sense of why she wasn't offering any form of explanation. Her silence left a gaping hole where answers were expected, and in that void, doubts began to surface. Some began to question whether Judy was too hurt to speak, perhaps still processing the fallout from their relationship and the very public nature of the situation. Could it be that she needed more time to gather her thoughts, to come to terms with everything that had happened? Others speculated that Judy's silence wasn't a result of pain, but a strategic decision, a refusal to engage with the accusations or the growing public frenzy. If she were to respond, would it only fuel the fire? Was she choosing silence as a form of self-protection, or even as a way to maintain control over the narrative? No one knew for sure, and that uncertainty only added to the emotional weight of the situation. What was Judy thinking? Why hadn't she spoken out? Was there more to the story than anyone realized? Each unanswered question seemed to open up new avenues for speculation, leaving fans and onlookers in a constant state of wonder. One thing was clear, however: Judy's silence was becoming as loud as any words she could have said. It was leaving an emotional void that no one seemed able to fill. And in that void, doubt and uncertainty were thriving. As the battle raged on, Brat focused on rebuilding her life and her relationship with her child. The emotional toll had been devastating, but she knew that the road to healing would require strength, resilience, and time. "I'm not giving up," Brat said. "This fight isn't just about custody, it's about my family. I'm going to rebuild, and I'm going to be stronger for it." The journey to heal and find peace wasn't going to be easy, but Brat was determined to move forward with the love of her child as her driving force. She knew it would take time to heal, but she was ready to face the future with a renewed sense of purpose. Brat's fight for her child wasn't just a legal battle. It was a fight for what mattered most: love, protection, and security. She knew that she would do whatever it took to ensure that her child was safe and loved. "I'll fight until the very end," Brat said, her voice resolute. "I won't stop. This is my family, and I will do whatever it takes to protect them." And as the custody battle continued, one thing was clear: Brat's love for her child was unwavering, and nothing would stand in the way of her determination to provide the best life possible for them.